We are now in Section 5 of the ITAM SAM certification training course. Section 5 is split into two parts, and Section 5 is about SAM implementation for Tier 1. In Section 5, we will cover the Tier 1 processes, the definition, the primary roles, the activities, how to implement it, key performance indicators, processes. So the focus is on how to implement. Section 1, if you look at it in a little more clarity, we will begin with what is Tier 1 and what is its outcome. How is it implemented? What are the gaps between Tier 0 and Tier 1? You might recollect the previous section was about Tier 0. There was an exercise done in Tier 0 with the universal exports, and the consultant Sterling was asked to assess Tier 0. But now we are moving to Tier 1. We'll also look at the processes of change management, core data management, license management, and security management. Then we look at the 6 roles, and there is also emphasis on forming a SAM team, a strong SAM team, using the roles and a few other roles as well. Then we look into risk assessment, automation and tooling, the various principles for implementation and the policies, and a high-level view of planning. In part 2, we will go into the details of the core processes. There are 6 of them, such as SAM asset identification, SAM inventory management, SAM asset record verification, SAM repository management, software license compliance, and SAM conformance verification. We begin with the objective of Tier 1. This is where we identify the SAM assets and get them under basic control. It means in Tier 1, we will develop and implement policies, procedures, and processes for the overall software asset management framework, and also develop and implement competencies needed for this tier, and also for SAM in general. And the policies, procedures, and processes need to be communicated for Tier 1, that is. And also the SAM assets need to be identified because we are moving to the first tier, which is Tier 1. And the assets need to be recorded as well in an accurate way, and license compliance is enabled for the first time. What is Tier 1? What is the outcome expected from Tier 1? It is about establishing trustworthy data, meaning establishing core SAM records and license compliance. Once this tier is achieved, it means we know what we have so that we can manage it even better. You might recollect there are 3 tiers in ITAM. Tier 1 is about trustworthy data. Achieving this means knowing what you have so that you can manage it. And currently we are in Tier 1 for SAM in particular. Tier 2 is lifecycle integration. It is about moving towards better efficiency and cost effectiveness. Tier 3 is about optimizing even more efficiency and cost effectiveness. That is, we will begin with Tier 1. It is important to understand the gap between Tier 0, where there is no management for SAM, and the tier we are trying to move to. It means we need to establish where we are and look at the gap in order to reach level 1. Therefore, the focus will be in achieving the KPIs for Tier 1. What are the Tier 1 processes? They are mainly processes relevant for trustworthy data, and that includes change management, data management, also known as core data management, license management, and security management. Please remember these for the exam: change, data, license, and security. It is generally straightforward, these tier processes. Change management allows to control planned changes to the software assets and to review the consequences of those changes which were unintended, and to take action to mitigate or reduce adverse effects of those changes. Every update to the software should be planned, controlled, and reviewed to avoid business consequences of unintended changes. So it's possible that there may be some additional licenses necessary and procured without approval, which is a change, or some additional licenses might get deployed. So those things definitely require approval. So those are some of the simple examples which are worked through change management. Core data management. This ensures that the data about all IT assets are accurately recorded throughout the life cycle. And there is documented information for all IT assets, whether they are authorized or not. Now, a key type of asset here would be the SAM, the software assets. However, it is essential to capture all kinds of IT assets under core data management because there's a lot of dependency between software and hardware, at least, for example. What is core data? Software assets, definitely, because it's about SAM. License information about software, entitlements, meaning what are the usage rights, software contract information, the name of the product, its version, proof of purchase information, who is the owner for that software, usage information, for example, how many licenses are installed and being used actively, the media information, such as physical or electronic, hardware assets as well need to be understood, recorded. Information assets, such as other relevant documents, such as contracts and any other information. IT services related to software asset management. These could be any kind of IT services, for example, a payroll service for an HR department. Data capture is essential because it will be verified afterwards during audits. So this process, once the core data process is established, it supports the effectiveness and efficiency of other business processes, not just IT asset management, but even other business processes within the organization.